Hello Distinct, welcome to our presentation. So just before we start, we're just going to take a moment to introduce ourselves. So my name's Francesca.
I'm Will.
I'm Harriet.
And I'm Matt.
So welcome to our presentation.
During this presentation, we're going to give you an overview on what we will be discussing. So first, we're going to give you a rationale for and against you adopting a sustainability focus. And then we're going to show new opportunities for you in sourcing new clients and an argument for and against this. We're also going to identify core potential markets and demonstrate what their motives and how it has importance to you. And finally, we will give you a proposed marketing communication plan in attracting new clients.
So to start with, I'm going to talk to you about a concept called the triple bottom line. The triple bottom line framework is being increasingly used by organisations to evaluate their performance in a broader perspective in order to create greater business value. As you can see, it's made up of three key components: planet, profit and people, with sustainability overlapping in the middle. This renders the three outlying factors essential for long-term business growth. The triple bottom line aims to focus companies on their corporate social responsibility, and so is a useful tool for developing businesses like yourselves who are looking to sustainably grow and bear in mind obligations to stakeholders as well. However, it is worth noting that the triple bottom line model does not take into account varying management styles within organisations, nor the influence that it has on business behaviour. Taking this into consideration, we'd advise you to adopt your day-to-day management style to be more rounded and ensure that as well as hitting monetary goals, you also set and meet environmental and social goals. Now we'll move on to Will, who will take you through the positives and negatives of adopting a sustainability focus.
So for the reasons for and against adopting a sustainable focus. As you know, there are many topical and societal pressures that can influence a business's decision to adopt a sustainability focus. However, this isn't always the best idea for all companies, as it isn't financially viable for them. This is because it can be more expensive to alter an existing environmental strategy than it would for a new business startup to incorporate the same one. Alongside this, 0 of the top 20 sustainable companies rank amongst the top 20 profitable. A disadvantage speaks for itself. Recent research shows that companies can gain a competitive advantage by adopting a CSR strategy by differentiating themselves. This is supported by a recent study on 500 companies that shows that corporations that are actively managing and planning for a sustainable focus have an 18% higher return on investment than companies that aren't. Furthermore, having a big reliance on technology, you will run much more efficiently whilst also being environmentally conscious. So the expansion is not only sustainable, but it helps the company flow much better. As well as this, your ethos is doing the right thing is the right thing. This personal touch already coincides with adopting sustainable focus, although minor. So now you've seen the advantages and disadvantages for adopting sustainability, I'll pass over to Harriet, who'll talk about the macro environment.
From the past analysis, we have decided to focus on economic, social and technological factors. So firstly, to start with economical, it's stated to achieve a sustainable economy, it's not down to one sector, it needs to be a collaborative effort between government, non-government organisations, businesses and individuals. Becoming sustainable may add to the business's costs and therefore could be damaging to the firm's profits. However, it has been found that when consumers were asked, 67% were more likely to pay more when a brand is associated with a good cause such as sustainability. Furthermore, when they are perceived to be a trusted brand in which they can differentiate themselves from competitors and retain a loyal customer base. In light of Brexit potentially limiting their already set plans of becoming a global company due to the greater difficulties in entry to the EU, combined with limiting the availability of EU citizens, it is further stated that 96% of hiring strategies have already been impacted by Brexit. The same study found that 44% of recruiters believe that working in the EU is becoming a less attractive prospect to EU citizens, with 39% of seeing the international candidates who are reluctant to move to London. However, the severity of the issue can be reduced by adopting a sustainability focus, as you can gain a greater access to EU recruitment citizens through sources such as LinkedIn and thus achieve their objectives of a global recruiter. Removing the need for physical offices in the EU-bound countries, utilising sources such as LinkedIn is both ethical and accustomed to you, as you already have a large online presence, so it will not be a great adaptation to the company. In the social aspects, companies are increasingly expected to take greater responsibility for making sustainable development a reality. The triple bottom line has become of increasingly importance in today's population, including distinct recruitment client base. With the focus on people and the planet, as well as the original profits, the importance of considering the ethical and moral consequences on both people and the planet have been further corroborated by the studies who researchers have found that companies' client base expects companies to adopt a sustainability focus. This would suggest that they should adopt a sustainability approach as distinct to attract both new clients and maintain their clients. As ultimately, if the clients are wanting to attract have sustainability embedded in their CSR, then by being sustainable will make distinct a more attractive company to partner in. And lastly, we'll have a look at the technological factors. By using online stores for business activities, we will reduce capital expenditure while simultaneously being sustainable. The core of the triple bottom line, not only does this provide a benefit to you as a company, but it also means that the client's information is distributed in a fast, more effective way, which is critical when trying to find the best candidates in time for the role. Furthermore, with the rise of social network services, has seen sites such as LinkedIn being used more commonly in the recruitment and selection process. A study found that 70% of active users use the site as a source for applicants, and district recruitment have said themselves that LinkedIn in particular is a favourite of theirs. The use of SNS reduces paperwork and allows a reach of a larger profile of candidates and clients at a lower cost. And by adapting a green approach, this will also in turn keep the workers happy, therefore satisfying the triple bottom line of sustainability. However, a criticism may be that it has been suggested that e-recruiters should continuously strive towards improving sites and protections of their clients and candidates with privacy protection in order to build and trust and maintain a strong client base. I will now pass you over to Matt.
Also in our analysis, we conducted a micro-analysis for distinct in the form of a Porter's 5 forces. From this, we can conclude that the threat of substitutes is high. Research shows that there are thousands of recruitment companies in the UK already offering very similar services. In addition, there are also very low switching costs for clients and there is a low service differentiation. Moving on to the threat of new entrants, we concluded that the threat of new entrants to this industry is high due to the low barriers of entry, due mainly to the low government regulations for new entrants. There is also relatively low economies of scale within the industry and there's very low capital requirements for new firms entering. Finally, the recruitment industry is home to high buyer power, meaning that your clients have a large pool of recruitment firms to choose from due to the sheer number in the industry. There is also little distinction between those and there's low switching costs. From this analysis, we cannot stress enough the importance of a strong marketing communications plan moving forward in order to stand out from the crowd, which we will outline later in this presentation.
As we move on to the segmentation, target and positioning, our research tells us that distinct recruitment is a B2B business dependent on relationship marketing, as they have a high emphasis of continued customer contact in order to retain clients and ensure repeat usage. They also value the service they provide to clients and in order to focus on long-term results. After all, as previously stated by distinct recruitment, the clients pay the bills. Therefore, it is vital to stay in a healthy relationship with all clients to ensure future success. It is important for you to carefully target the right clients and evaluate each segment. Market attractiveness consists of several opposing factors, and it is vital for companies to review all factors when determining what they are targeting and how they plan to position themselves. For example, in the terms of your company, searching to attract new clients, you will need to review: are the clients a growing company? What are their mission statements? Is the company vulnerable to uncontrollable events such as Brexit? And what is the company's employment turnover / job satisfaction rates? Previously, Distinct Recruitment have stated they would like to focus more on small to medium enterprise markets, as they believe they are better clients to work with contractually and ethically. Therefore, we have researched into the SMEs in Nottingham and come up with a few suggestions. We would recommend that district recruitment target SMEs in the Nottingham and West Midlands region to target businesses who are looking to expand their workforce / business who have adopted or are looking to adopt a sustainability focus. For example, Pragen Interiors, a Nottingham-based SME, was listed one of the companies which is fast growing and said to inspire Britain. They also pride themselves in having a sustainability focus in the heart of their ethos of a good for the environment, good for you, being at the heart of all their work. As previously mentioned before, by attracting clients who place importance on sustainability will reflect a positive and clear, consistent message, as sustainability will be pursued throughout all the business and all of its activities and actions. However, with the looming threat of Brexit, some SMEs may be resisting the motive to expand their company, delaying future investments as confidence within trading will begin to decline until the future of the economy becomes more certain. So this is definitely factors that you as a company need to research into. Now we will be moving over to Matt, talking about core market potentials.
Also, we looked at the core markets for the potential clients of Distinct. We found privately run events, trade shows, and virtual marketplaces. Okay, so we went through the pros and cons of each. First of all, privately run events. The pros of this is the best opportunity to build relationships with your clients. It gives you tailored footfall and an opportunity to invite the clients that you want to see. It also enables you to generate more personable brand PR attention, and it's a chance for more Distinct employees to make an impression in comparison to when you attend a trade show. And this is terms of including management levels. Okay, so the cons of this is it requires much more time and attention to organise an event like this. There are high associated costs, and the desired clients you invite could turn down if they're already occupied. Moving on to trade shows. The pros of this is there are medium to low organisational costs. There's very large footfall potential, and there's really good networking opportunities. And it is proven to be a cost-effective way of generating client relationships. The cons of this, however, are footfall could be undesirable due to you don't know who's going to turn up to the event, and there is a large amount of competitors present, so the attention is not specifically on you, and also it means that it's harder to build a meaningful relationship with your clients. Okay, so between these two, we decided that privately run events would be the best course of action to take moving forward. Now I'm going to hand it over to Will, who's going to talk about the virtual marketplace.
So, virtual marketplaces. One of the main disadvantages of recruiting through a virtual marketplace is it must be known that they're not physically in person. So there can be a less personal interaction with potential clients and therefore potentially hinder relationships. Alongside this, with recent news of online privacy and security, extensive measures need to be taken in order to protect such personal information of both clients and candidates. However, research shows that 90% of marketers place the importance on the success of their business due to their social media. One of these is LinkedIn. This is not only the 19th most visited website in the UK, but is the top social media platform for recruiting, with 2.9 million SMEs on the platform, which can outweigh the first listed con. LinkedIn makes it easy to find candidates. Because of this, clients should use Distinct because of their reach and relevance. So you already have 8.5 connections, 25 staff, 30 to be soon. Your worldwide reach is 200 to 250,000 people, which is fast and easy, much more so to privately run events and trade shows. Sales and marketing professionals have the highest rates of LinkedIn profile strengths from completion of LinkedIn aspects, which cannot be discerned from traditional resume formats. Profile aspects such as recommendations, career insights and activity should give you more insight to who should be hired and who not. So we can demonstrate this with the multi-stage interaction model, highlighting how LinkedIn for Distinct plays a vital role in information and obtaining for new clients. So as you can see, virtual recruiting can be very beneficial for yourself. So now I'll pass you back to Frankie to propose our marketing communications plan.
Based on the evidence and research we've provided to you today already, we've formulated a marketing communications plan which we believe will help you to set clear goals and achieve your objectives. To begin with, let's talk about Distinct's current situation analysis. At the moment, the majority of your marketing, therefore the most exposure you receive, is being broadcast through LinkedIn channels. We've previously talked about the benefits and drawbacks of this, but have not yet gone into detail about the difficulties of standing out online. Our recommendation is that you maintain your current level of social media presence, but also aim to introduce new channels, which will be discussed in a moment, to get ahead of the curve. With this in mind, one of the two objectives that we're suggesting is to strengthen current communication channels and introduce new ones, such as privately run events. Secondly, is to reach the target market of Nottingham's developing SMEs, as Harriet identified earlier, through these new and improved channels. As explained previously by my colleagues, when weighing up the pros and cons of different marketplaces, both virtual and privately run events came out on top due to things like lower cost, personalisation and accessibility. Further, we also recommend expanding the testimonials on your website to include a few key case studies which will demonstrate in more detail to the potential clients what Distinct Recruitment can do for them. The use of story updates and lively video to social media can help give prospective clients a behind-the-scenes feel to your business. Although your LinkedIn account is up to scratch, Instagram could use some attention, especially seeing as it is the fastest growing social media site with a growth of over 100 million users a year. By reaching 10,000 followers on Instagram or becoming a verified account, you can embed links within these stories, for example to the client testimonials. Increasing touch points help to improve customer experience and will help to both attract and retain your current clients. Finally, unifying the highlights section of your Instagram will give the page a more professional feel and is also a great place to showcase your privately run events at little cost. Actions taken to make sure these objectives are achieved can be to host quarterly events, increasing the personalisation of local clients and hopefully attracting new ones through it. Inviting all current clients, as well as potential SMEs that we have suggested you aim to target, can be a great way to share experiences and network. When connecting with new clients, you can utilise the in-depth testimonials and send out links to them. This will help for them to get a more realistic feel of how you work. Ultimately, success will be measured by the amount of clients retained and secured within a 1-year bracket. Overall, we believe that this marketing communications plan is effective, low cost, and sets realistic parameters for success. I'll now pass you back over to Will, who's going to talk to you about any further recommendations that we have for your company.
So one of the other recommendations we have can be looking into creating an app. As you're looking for mid to long term solutions, by allowing client SMEs to shortlist and filter the array of candidates, clients can easily access and identify the best suited candidates. This small admin task of inputting the client database you already have not only saves time for both the client but yourselves in the long term, but also allows greater access, availability, and can receive greater information about your candidates and clients. Clients can also receive notifications when suitable candidates have arrived, view shortlist candidates, or even notify you guys when they have a job opening. By the app acting as a distinct middleman, you can contact the candidates through the app, arrange digital interviews, allowing further more accessibility to the candidate. Alongside this, your expertise as a team can further allow the client of receiving the right candidate for the job, promoting repeat business, giving your team less admin work and more time to expand. As you can see, this is primarily attractive for candidates, but candidates as well. This is particularly attractive as city residers have a 54% greater chance of purchasing or using a service via an app, even more so in London with 58%. Great for future steps there. Speaking on client retention, further attraction of SMEs can be promoted through slight commission reduction or extended payment allowance. By having an extended payment schedule allows SMEs with low capital or poor cash flow to choose Distinct. You have mentioned that large companies can take 200 days to pay. By giving SMEs the greater availability of 3 months to pay, this will be both beneficial for them and you're still getting quicker business than big boys, as we know SMEs provide more than the money overall. This long-term solution, combined with a reduction of a few percentage of commission after first 3 successful candidates, can dramatically increase your client attraction and retention. Another thing we've mentioned is website redesign. Although we're loving the layout of the website, we do feel the current imagery is not representative of your company, as we hope. The Team Mountain Trek as a banner does display an ideology of teamwork, which I know you guys want to display. However, there's a slight notation of a trek, a challenge, or even a struggle we don't want to be associated with recruitment. We'd want the website to be team-focused, but also easy and enjoyable. So here are a few suggestions of what we suggest to be used. I now pass over to Frankie to summarise.
So, to surmise on the points that we previously stated throughout this presentation, to begin with, we weighed up the pros and cons of whether or not to adopt a sustainability focus and concluded that adopting one would be extremely beneficial for you in terms of client attraction, retention, economic advancements, social reputation and technological competitiveness. We then went on to weigh up the threats to the macro and micro environment, which was followed by identifying a new target market for Distinct Recruitment to focus on within Nottingham. Overall, we conclude that you will adopt a sustainability focus targeting emerging small to medium enterprises whilst expanding your online presence. Finally, we believe that following the proposed marketing communications plan will help you to achieve these objectives.
And finally, we'd like to thank you for taking the time for watching this presentation, in which we hope helps with your future endeavours and success.